Hey everybody, welcome back. We are not doing a music reaction, but rather doing some music history, maybe. We are going to watch Chris Rupp's channel, The History of Home Free, Episode 1, and this is featuring Adam, Chris, and Matt. And I didn't know if there'll be stuff that I will react to. So I thought we'll record it just in case and kind of go from there. So if you're seeing this, then that means there was enough for me to feel comfortable loading it up as a reaction, and there'll be future ones since this is episode 1. If not, well, you're not seeing this. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. I do know a little bit of his, whoops. I do know a little bit of history from the behind the scenes stuff with the sing off. And then as I've read comments to other people's reactions and stuff, but I'm sure there's going to be stuff that I'm going to learn. So my palm keeps hitting the OBS button. We're going to have fighting words here in a minute. No. I'm a slow reader, so anytime there's words up, you're going to see me pause it just in case, because sometimes they don't give enough time for me to read. But also I don't have my contacts in, so I think they did change music for all time. And right now, I was going to say I think they're at the top of their game, but I think they can still keep going up. It just depends on where they want to go. But I think they're happy with where they're at and the recognition they're getting today. But of course, back when they started this, they had no idea where they would end up instead. So some of the early sounds, more the barbershop style.
Adam and I met in fourth grade, and then
I will say, uh, it's weird running into people that you knew when you were little and at the different stages of your life. And there are people that I remember from when I was little and people that I don't remember. I also lived in two different areas for the majority of my life. So, this area that I'm in now and in Pennsylvania. And in this area that I'm in now, I was always the popular girl and hanging out with everybody and that sort of thing. And so I had a ton of friends down here. Whereas up in Pennsylvania, I was the transplant and I didn't belong to any groups. I just kind of floated and I wasn't the popular one. I was just the weird one that wore the fake snakeskin black pants and stuff like that. So I've had the experience of both. I've had the experience of remembering people, coming across them later on in life and saying, hey, and then I've also had the experience of people being mad at me because I didn't remember them. So, yeah.
freshman year in college, Napster had just become a thing. So suddenly our
I remember
network
Napster.
it was a cappella, but it was fairly traditional.
So this was
Just
the
however many
mothership
hours.
for the
And so when we
group.
decided,
yes, I will take it upon myself
Yeah.
to learn how to do this and make that happen.
and I mean, it played fairly naturally between your trumpet performance and beatboxing, right? I mean, you had very really great lip work.
Sort of. I mean, that was pretty. Yeah, we learned. Then after that, went through with tuxedo shirts.
So young.
Fedoras, the plastic fedoras. The audience
Plastic
loved it,
fedoras.
and we knew
I saw the
immediately
t-shirt
after this,
tuxedos.
two people come up to ask us to do birthday parties, so the rest is history.
Yeah, you got.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
They're laughing about two people coming up to them to do birthdays afterwards, whether it really happened or not, I don't know. But they're laughing about it. But hey, so far nobody's come up to me about my paintings and said, "Hey, can I buy one or can I commission a piece?" So far, it's been me saying, "Hey, I'll give you this for free if you tell me what you want." So, so that I could practice doing commission pieces. So I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I enough practicing and giving away for free. I need to start selling some stuff, especially with some stuff that's coming up, which you guys will hear about soon. So yeah,
Like Keep on Smiling,
Stand by Me.
Stand by Me. Yeah,
First three
love
songs.
Stand by
Maybe
Me.
Dock of the Bay. I was familiar with.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Love Dock of the
That was
Bay.
awesome.
Is that was the first time Home Free really took off.
Coincidentally.
If we're gonna do this,
We need a name.
we're gonna need a name.
And I know where
Yeah,
they got the
let's
name
bring
from.
some
It's the
jams that
boat.
acapella groups
Has to
did
be
that,
fun.
right? They, the acapellas and like those type of things.
Foreshadow.
I like some of the
Play-
puns.
We called something. And I don't remember when we actually figured out when the name actually came. I guess it would have been early, so I don't know. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who, when I look back at things and try to remember when such and such happened, that I go blank. These questions about what's your first memory of our meeting together, or something like that, that they put on Facebook and stuff like that. Most of my friends, most of them, I don't know how we met. I just know we eventually met and we became friends. So, kind of went from there. I know my one friend I met in Girl Scouts and we became friends, but I don't know what the initial activity thing was. I don't know what we initially did. And part of the confusion of that is our moms are best friends, or we're best friends. And so there was also the family connection on top of us doing Girl Scouts together. So I, you know, I know we met at some point. And then there's other people I know them, but I have no idea from where. And so, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who can't remember important points, which when you meet a friend is not necessarily an important point, but like when I played basketball, uh, they would always say, "You remember when you did this play?" And I'd be like, "No." The whole time I would play any sports, basketball, baseball, I never remembered I could never recall what I did. I just did. And the only things I could remember were like things that were unusual, like a girl and I went diving, the girl from the other team, both went diving after the basketball together and slid out of bounds off the court with the ball between us. I remember that. But the play, no, can't recall. So, that kind of stuff, I've just never been good at.
I actually did the same thing to my wife when we were naming our firstborn. Like
Oh
I just
no.
Wanted to call it Home Free.
jokingly threw out a name, not serious at all, and then she's like, "I love that." So anyway, yeah, how'd you come up with that name? It's like, well, it's the name of my grandpa's boat,
Yeah, okay.
which
I was starting to get worried there for a minute.
the crazy fans now all know it, but
The
maybe
crazy
The
fans.
hardcore ones.
we showed them our financial statements. We've made nothing, nothing on the books. We may not ever do anything. We need
$13,000.
Good pitch. Here's the money.
pay it back when you can eventually.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yes.
We blew the.
Good to hear they paid it back.
Yeah, but isn't that when you had like the throat mic thing too that you were trying to?
Yeah. So it's now
Throat mic.
2003,
Logo.
made by your friend Chris Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I got that.
Yeah.
He told him about the group and he just drew that one day.
Our third annual home concert.
Look at all of them.
Church.
That's the earliest audio recording, and I know this because
I gotta have that
the Home Free
You're
people.
playing a little bit of it in the background.
There's so many jokes and it's so funny because we're funny.
It was so funny.
It was so funny to us.
That,
And
that mosaic is a little phallic looking. Like, I realize it's supposed to be like a stained glass. Not sure what it's supposed to be. It could be Utah and the arches and rocks and stuff. It could be an elephant with a tusk that's kind of wonky. But first thought was it's a little phallic looking. I wonder what it is that actually. Oh, is it a guy with a mic? That might be what it is. Now that I look a little closer or far away, it depends on how you want to look at it. Might be a guy with a mic, but you now know where my brain went.
Of a CD and a DVD, so they can see just how quite talented we are. It was called Structure. Yeah. So we went to Structure, and
So they had
like
some humor
we're gonna
even
get all the exact
in
same
this period of time.
Santa Mambo Santa, whatever.
Okay.
So we still put it on there with just the camera audio, just so we'd have a deleted scene.
Wow.
That's smart.
Amazing. My kids are obsessed with Home Free. They watch every YouTube video. They watch. I mean,
And when Dad tries to say, you know, I helped form that band, they don't believe him, do they?
and their minds were blown when they met you two. Like, how do you know them? Like, I was famous too. So I was like, you know what? I was in this. They're like, no, you weren't. So
Yeah, exactly. I was right.
Mm-hmm.
And the CD project.
Because
I think we met Betty in Southerner in the Snow. Betty White.
was falling down, so we had to prop it up with an umbrella.
Yes.
Between one of the seats, and then
That works.
through the floor to the ground, and the only thing separating you from that was the carpet.
Right.
Don't step there.
That was great for all the winter gigs in Minnesota.
And we've got a whole Matt put together a fantastic video, which I'm going to link to because it's too long for this.
It's too long for this.
I'll have to check it out.
No, this was April. No. Yeah, because Johnny made a 420 joke. April 20th. It was a cold day in April. That doesn't make any sense. That's impossible. It was 4:20 in the morning. Never mind. And
23 and a half hour towing was the name of this company. Luckily, we caught him in the 23 and a half.
Yeah. Thank goodness. We drive back to school. It's midnight.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was now midnight.
Don't turn it off.
The tire, when it exploded, a big flap of the rubber had come off and then grabbed
The rest of it went over.
Like, okay, put it in drive. Nothing.
Transmission.
And fused themselves to the I don't know what you call it, the brake
Axle.
thing. The rotor, yeah.
The rotor. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in Perkins at 4:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's when you ask yourself, is this really worth the job? Spoiler. So, pretty funny, some good stories in there. You know, when you think back to when you started your careers, what you thought was going to be your dream, and you hit those points, no matter what your job is, what your career goals are, you hit those points where you're like, should I really be doing this? And I'm one of those Murphy's Law, and I've told everybody who's worked on this house for the earthquake repair stuff, nothing is going to go smoothly. This is my house. Everything always takes longer than it should. Murphy's Law. And they didn't believe me. Some of them found out the hard way. But at any rate, she doesn't like me leaning forward, apparently. She comes over to the couch and then stares at my lap. She wasn't in my lap. She was laying beside me with her head on my leg. And there's still room for you to do that. So I'm just going to stand in front of you and rub my hand on your head on your hand. So at any rate, there were moments in there I could relate to. Some of it was good and funny. So yeah, looked forward to it. I look forward to the second one and see what they have to say in that one. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm actually going to insert this before I sign off on the other one. This is the video referenced in History of Home Free Part 1. And I saw that Chris has this posted as well. So I'm going to go ahead and react to it. So I have it together with the first episode since this is what they mentioned.
Time for some acapella. Oh, goodbye, my Coney Island babe. Time to rethink acapella.
Well, she's just 17, if you know what I mean.
Why are you still in North Branch High School at 12:30 in the morning? Well, here's the answer. 23 and a half hour towing. Neat place, look it up. Come and look at the van, and he said, yeah, it's...
Hey, better than Lizard Lick towing.
The janitors are here and they're partying. Weird. Anyway, so,
I will say, I had a friend when I did modeling. We both did the modeling class together and tried to get gigs and that kind of stuff for modeling. But her primary job was janitorial services at Penn State. And so I would meet up with her on campus somewhere after she's had 4 pots of coffee and pots, not cups, pots, because she had kids too. So she was awake most of the day and then would do her job at night. And so I got to be in some areas of the campus that most students aren't in, like the catwalks and that kind of stuff across the big auditorium type rooms and stuff.
that was special. Okay.
Couldn't tell what he's watching. Adam's not
Oh,
really playing
edit that.
basketball,
Some
just being a
basketball.
pillar.
Sure having himself a ball.
Globetrotters. I never could do a layup myself. I'm too short. Actually, that's not a good excuse. I just can't do it. I can do the 3-point shots and further back, but I can't do close to the basket. Are we keeping track of how many takes? There's Adam being a pillar again. Adam still didn't make it. There's an assist. Hey! He made it! Matt, don't play basketball.
Shall we take a look, gentlemen?
Wow, it shredded it.
Then the trailer blows a tire. Now we broke an axle on the
He
van.
still has a smile on his face,
What?
though. Slide that under the van. Lift
In
that
the back
sucker
of a
up.
squad.
He has to look through the grid.
Huge guard dogs behind the gate. It was totally classic.
I've been to Perkins
You know,
Right.
in Pennsylvania. It's a good song that's on the radio.
check back this in an hour. We'll be back in an hour.
There's Joe peeing.
Poor Joe.
This is what a men's room looks like, by the way.
If you've never
For
been.
you ladies that hopefully have never been in one.
For the record, in elementary school, my best friend's uncle was the janitor, and so oftentimes we would help with cleaning the restrooms and stuff, and the boys' bathroom was always gross. And when I worked at McDonald's, we had to use a shop vac to clean the boys' bathroom, if that tells you something. When you have to use a shop vac, and these are supposed to be grown adults by this time, because I was in college when I worked at McDonald's, but that should tell you a lot right there too. Yeah, we had to use a shop vac to clean the bathroom. Yeah,
Yay, what a fun adventure.
it's not
Good
over.
night.
I am sorry they went through that experience. Thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.